mirror on the wall, who's the saddest one of all? Linda was never the good witch. Gossip and spreading rumors will be your downfall. She threw her into the dead ditch. Jealousy makes you lose everything, that's the cost. How about you just stay in the land of the lost? Besties with the witch of the west. Hate on us, but you're still obsessed. Getting you to be the big bad villain, babe, go get a psychoanalysis. Because I know I'm one in a million, but it's fine, I'll be your protagonist. You're talking too much, we can all hear your whispers. Calling us wicked is a little insulting. You gave them to her, but you can keep the rest with birds. Thought you were a girl's girl, but that's just disgusting. You can call me the bad witch, but I'm not the snitch. So tell me which is which? Which is which? Which is which is which? Mirror on the wall, who's the saddest one of all? Glenda was never the good witch. Gossip and spreading rumors will be your downfall. She threw her into the dead ditch. Jealousy makes you lose everything, that's the cost. How about you just stay in the land of the lost? Besties with the witch of the west. Hate on us, but you're still obsessed. Hating me to be the big bad villain, babe, go get a psychoanalysis. Because I know I'm one in a million, but it's fine, I'll be your protagonist.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to explore a profound truth, that there exists a divine assurance against humiliation, a promise that transcends our immediate struggles and afflictions. In a world that often seems shrouded in mockery and derision, where the trials of life can feel like a relentless storm, we find solace in the unwavering belief that God will ultimately bring an end to our humiliation. This assurance is not merely a passive hope, it is a profound reality that can transform our perspective and elevate our spirits. On the nature of humiliation. Humiliation is a deeply human experience, often arising in our most vulnerable moments. It manifests in various forms: social exclusion, personal failure, or even the weight of our own insecurities. This experience, while painful, is not without purpose. It serves as a mirror, reflecting not only our shortcomings, but also our potential for growth and redemption. In this light, humiliation can act as a catalyst for transformation, compelling us to reevaluate our paths and seek a higher purpose. Moreover, humiliation can isolate us. In our most vulnerable moments, we may retreat into ourselves, convinced that no one can understand our plight. Yet this isolation is a lie. It blinds us to the communal aspect of suffering. Each of us, in our own way, has experienced moments that render us vulnerable. Recognizing this shared experience allows us to connect with others, transforming our personal anguish into a collective narrative of resilience and hope. The very nature of humiliation, then, can become a bridge that connects us to one another, if only we allow it to be. As we navigate this difficult terrain, we must also recognize that humiliation can serve a purpose. It can strip away the facades that construct to protect ourselves, revealing the raw and authentic self beneath. In this way, humiliation can be a catalyst for growth, urging us to confront our flaws and shortcomings. Rather than viewing it solely as an enemy, we may learn to see humiliation as a teacher, guiding us towards humility, a virtue often overlooked in our culture of self-promotion and constant competition. Consider the biblical narratives that chronicle human frailty. Figures who faced public disgrace found in their humility an opportunity for divine intervention. Such stories remind us that humiliation is not an end, but a beginning, a chance to turn our gaze inward and upward. When we confront our limitations, we are often drawn closer to the source of our strength. Humiliation can strip away our pretenses, revealing a truth that we might otherwise overlook: our reliance on something greater than ourselves. In grappling with humiliation, we find common ground with one another. It is a universal experience that transcends time, culture, and circumstance. When we acknowledge our shared struggles, we foster compassion and understanding, not only for ourselves but for others as well. This sense of community can be a balm in times of distress, reminding us that we are never truly alone in our suffering. Moreover, humiliation often prompts reflection, allowing us to examine the values that govern our lives. Are we striving for superficial accolades, or do we seek deeper significance in our actions? In recognizing the transient nature of worldly success, we can shift our focus toward enduring virtues such as humility, kindness, and love. These are the qualities that sustain us through the storms of life, anchoring us when external validation falls short. Ultimately, humiliation, while challenging, can lead us toward a more profound understanding of ourselves and our relationship with the divine. It is a reminder that we are all on a journey, each with our unique trials, yet all capable of rising from the ashes of despair to embrace the promise of renewal. The divine perspective on our struggles. To comprehend how God addresses our humiliation, we must first grasp His perspective on our struggles. From a divine viewpoint, our trials are not random occurrences, but purposeful experiences designed for our growth. Each instance of humiliation serves as an opportunity for us to draw nearer to God, fostering a relationship built on trust and reliance. In this light, our experiences of shame can be seen as sacred invitations to seek solace in the arms of the Almighty. The Scriptures offer countless examples of individuals who faced great adversity yet emerged stronger and more resolute. They remind us that God's plan often unfolds in ways that we cannot immediately comprehend. In the face of humiliation, it is easy to succumb to despair and doubt, but it is in these moments that we must lean into faith. Believing that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating a greater good, allows us to maintain hope even when circumstances seem dire. Furthermore, God's perspective emphasizes the transient nature of our earthly struggles. While we may feel overwhelmed by our humiliation, it is vital to remember that our existence extends beyond this life. The promise of eternity provides a context in which our suffering can be understood as a temporary state, leading to an everlasting joy that far surpasses our current trials. This assurance can infuse our present circumstances with meaning, prompting us to endure with grace. As we navigate through our struggles, we must remind ourselves that God is not distant from our pain. He is intimately aware of our suffering and offers us comfort through His presence. The knowledge that we are seen and understood by a loving Creator can transform our experience of humiliation, inviting us to surrender our burdens to Him. In embracing this divine perspective, we open ourselves to the possibility of renewal and healing. Rather than allowing humiliation to define us, we can choose to view it as a stepping stone on our journey toward wholeness and spiritual growth. The role of community in healing. In times of humiliation, the role of community becomes paramount. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and our struggles are often alleviated when shared with others. When we face humiliation, reaching out to a supportive community can foster healing and restoration. This collective experience of vulnerability not only strengthens our bonds, but also affirms the truth that we are not alone in our struggles. A supportive community offers a safe space to express our feelings, allowing us to share our stories of humiliation without fear of judgment. In this environment, we can find empathy and understanding, which are vital for our healing journey. The act of sharing our burdens with others can transform our perspective, reminding us that we are part of a larger narrative that encompasses both pain and redemption. Moreover, the community serves as a reflection of God's love. In times of despair, the support of friends and family can serve as a tangible reminder of divine grace. They become vessels of encouragement, helping us to remember our worth and potential, even in moments of humiliation. This relational dynamic nurtures a sense of belonging and helps to counteract the feelings of isolation that often accompany shame. In addition, the community can provide accountability and encouragement as we navigate our healing journey. By surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and inspire us, we create an environment conducive to growth. Their presence can motivate us to rise above our circumstances, reminding us of our resilience and strength. Ultimately, it is through the collective strength of community that we can confront and transcend our humiliation. The shared experience of vulnerability fosters healing and encourages us to embrace a new narrative, one of hope, grace, and divine purpose. The promise of redemption is central to our understanding of how God will end our humiliation is the profound promise of redemption. This promise is not merely a distant hope, it is an active force that seeks to transform our experiences of shame into opportunities for healing and renewal. Redemption allows us to reclaim our narratives, rewriting the stories that humiliation has attempted to define. In the tapestry of life, God weaves threads of redemption throughout our trials. Each moment of humiliation can be recontextualized as a stepping stone toward greater understanding and compassion. By viewing our experiences through the lens of redemption, we can uncover hidden blessings and lessons that shape our character and deepen our faith. This perspective encourages us to recognize that our worth is not determined by our failures, but by the infinite love of God. Moreover, the promise of redemption invites us to extend grace to ourselves and others. Just as God offers us forgiveness and healing, we are called to embrace a spirit of compassion for those around us. This reciprocal relationship fosters a culture of understanding, where we recognize that everyone carries their own burdens and scars. In creating an atmosphere of acceptance, we collectively dismantle the shame that often accompanies humiliation. Redemption, however, often requires a reckoning. It calls us to acknowledge our suffering and to seek understanding in our circumstances. This process can be uncomfortable, as it demands introspection and honesty. Yet it is through this introspection that we find the pathway to healing. Just as a wound must be cleaned and tended to before it can heal, so too must we confront the emotional scars that humiliation leaves behind. In doing so, we open ourselves to the possibility of renewal and transformation. The beauty of redemption lies in its capacity to turn our shame into strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable before God, we find that He does not condemn us. Instead, He embraces us with open arms. In our brokenness, we discover a wellspring of resilience. Our experiences of humiliation, rather than marking us as failures, become testimonies of God's unwavering grace. This grace has the power to lift us from the depths of despair and place us on the path toward. In embracing redemption, we also discover the power of testimony. Our stories of overcoming humiliation can serve as powerful testimonies to others, offering hope and encouragement to those who find themselves in similar circumstances. By sharing our journeys, we illuminate the path toward healing and inspire others to seek the transformative power of divine love. The promise of redemption assures us that our past does not define our future. Through God's grace, we are continually invited to rise, to learn, and to grow. Each instance of humiliation becomes a chapter in a larger narrative of triumph, where we can emerge not only as survivors, but as beacons of hope for others navigating their own journeys. The strength of faith in adversity. In the face of humiliation, the strength of faith emerges as a powerful anchor. It is this faith that sustains us through our trials, reminding us that our circumstances do not dictate our worth or potential. Instead, faith calls us to trust in a God who is intimately involved in the details of our lives, orchestrating a plan that transcends our understanding. Faith invites us to shift our focus from the immediate pain of humiliation to the greater promise of divine presence and guidance. It compels us to seek solace in the assurance that we are never forsaken, even in our darkest moments. This perspective can transform our humiliation into a profound opportunity for spiritual growth as we lean into the truth that God's love remains steadfast, irrespective of our circumstances. Moreover, faith equips us with resilience. When we face humiliation, we may feel tempted to retreat into despair. However, faith empowers us to rise above our circumstances. It encourages us to view our struggles as part of a larger narrative of growth and transformation. In this way, faith becomes a source of strength that propels us forward, instilling in us a sense of purpose that defies our current situation. In cultivating a deep faith, we also become more attuned to the divine workings in our lives. We begin to recognize moments of grace amid our humiliation, seeing how God's hand guides us, even when the path appears obscured. This heightened awareness nurtures a sense of gratitude, reminding us that there is beauty to be found in our struggles. Ultimately, faith serves as a beacon of hope amid the tumult of humiliation. It anchors our souls in the promise of divine love, instilling in us the courage to confront our challenges with unwavering trust. Through faith, we are empowered to embrace our journey, knowing that God will bring an end to our humiliation and lead us toward a future filled with hope and purpose. From humiliation. Humiliation, while painful, can also serve as a valuable teacher. Through our experiences of shame, we are afforded the opportunity to learn vital lessons about ourselves, our relationships, and our place in the world. Embracing this perspective allows us to extract meaning from our trials, transforming our humiliation into a source of wisdom and insight. One of the most profound lessons humiliation offers is the understanding of our shared humanity. In moments of disgrace, we are reminded that no one is immune to failure or embarrassment. This realization fosters empathy as we recognize that we all grapple with our shortcomings and insecurities. By learning from our humiliation, we cultivate a spirit of compassion toward ourselves and others, fostering a deeper connection that transcends.
Tonight is our story. I see the twinkle in your eyes. I'm trying to say sorry, but I don't know how to apologize. I try to reminisce on all the good times that we shared, but then I start to miss when you actually cared, when you cared about me. I think we're way off course, and I'll take all of the blame. I'm trying to show remorse because I'm filled with so much shame. But what really happened? Where did we go so freaking wrong? Why aren't you at all saddened? Why are you moving along? Moving along without me. Without me. Without me. You seem to be doing just fine without me. You're smiling all of the time without me. Your world keeps spinning round and round without you. I'm sad and I'm scared, that's why I frown. Tonight is so cloudy. I see the raindrops in the sky. I'm trying to say howdy, but I don't even really know why. I try to reminisce on all the good times that we shared, but then I start to miss when you actually cared, when you cared about me. About me. Without me. Without me. You seem to be doing just fine without me. You're smiling all of the time without me. Your world keeps spinning round and round without you.
superficial judgments. Moreover, humiliation encourages us to confront our beliefs and values. It often reveals the discrepancies between our aspirations and our reality, prompting us to reassess our priorities. In this reflective process, we gain clarity about what truly matters, allowing us to align our actions with our deepest convictions. This newfound understanding can guide us toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. Additionally, the experience of humiliation can serve as a catalyst for personal growth. It challenges us to cultivate resilience and adaptability, teaching us how to navigate life's uncertainties with grace. Each moment of shame becomes a stepping stone toward greater self-awareness, empowering us to rise above our circumstances and embrace our potential. Ultimately, learning from humiliation invites us to reframe our narrative. Instead of viewing humiliation as a mark of failure, we can see it as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Through this lens, we can emerge stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the beauty of the human experience. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness stands as a cornerstone in the journey from humiliation to healing. When we face moments of shame, the weight of resentment, whether toward ourselves or others, can exacerbate our suffering. Embracing forgiveness liberates us from the shackles of bitterness, allowing us to reclaim our narrative and move forward with grace. At its core, forgiveness is an act of profound love. It invites us to release the burdens we carry, whether they stem from our own failures or the actions of those who have wronged us. In letting go of resentment, we create space for healing and restoration, opening our hearts to the transformative power of grace. This journey is not merely for the benefit of the one being forgiven, it is a gift we give ourselves, freeing us from the weight of unresolved pain. Moreover, the act of forgiveness requires courage and vulnerability. It compels us to confront our emotions and acknowledge the hurt we have experienced. In doing so, we can begin to unravel the layers of shame that have accumulated over time, fostering a sense of clarity and understanding. This introspective process enables us to see our circumstances through a lens of compassion, both for ourselves and for others. Forgiveness also fosters reconciliation, allowing us to rebuild relationships that may have been strained by humiliation. By extending grace to those who have hurt us, we create pathways for healing and restoration. This relational dynamic reflects the heart of divine love, which invites us to seek reconciliation and understanding rather than division and resentment. Ultimately, the power of forgiveness transforms our experience of humiliation. It empowers us to rise above our pain, embracing a narrative that is not defined by our struggles, but by the grace we extend to ourselves and others. Through forgiveness, we are invited to reclaim our dignity and walk forward into a future filled with hope and possibility. Embracing vulnerability as strength. In a culture that often equates vulnerability with weakness, it is essential to reframe our understanding of what it means to be vulnerable. Embracing vulnerability is, in fact, an act of profound strength. It requires us to confront our fears and insecurities, allowing us to connect with ourselves and others on a deeper level. In moments of humiliation, this vulnerability can be transformative, enabling us to find strength in our shared human experience. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to authenticity. It is in these moments of raw honesty that we can truly connect with others, fostering relationships built on trust and understanding. Rather than hiding behind facades, vulnerability invites us to show our true selves, imperfections and all. This genuine connection can alleviate the isolation often felt in the wake of humiliation, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. Moreover, embracing vulnerability can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth. It encourages us to confront our fears and insecurities, allowing us to gain a clearer understanding of ourselves. This introspective journey empowers us to cultivate resilience as we learn to navigate the complexities of our emotions and experiences. In this way, vulnerability becomes a source of strength, enabling us to rise above our circumstances. Additionally, vulnerability fosters empathy. When we share our struggles with others, we create an environment where others feel safe to do the same. This reciprocal exchange deepens our connections and nurtures a sense of community, reminding us that we are all navigating our own challenges. Through vulnerability, we can cultivate compassion, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. Ultimately, embracing vulnerability in the face of humiliation invites us to redefine our narrative. Rather than viewing ourselves through the lens of shame, we can choose to see our experiences as opportunities for connection, growth, and understanding. In this way, vulnerability becomes a powerful eye, guiding us toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. The light of hope in darkness. In the midst of humiliation, it is easy to succumb to despair. However, it is precisely in these dark moments that the light of hope shines brightest. Hope serves as an unwavering beacon, guiding us through our struggles and reminding us that our circumstances do not define our future. Embracing hope empowers us to rise above our humiliation, propelling us toward healing and restoration. Hope invites us to look beyond our present pain and envision a future filled with possibility. It encourages us to believe in the goodness that can emerge from our struggles, reminding us that every trial can lead to transformation. In this light, hope becomes a vital source of strength, enabling us to persevere even when the path appears daunting. Moreover, hope nurtures resilience. It instills in us the courage to confront our challenges head-on, reminding us that we possess the inner strength to overcome adversity. In moments of humiliation, hope empowers us to reclaim our narrative, allowing us to rewrite our story with a sense of purpose and determination. In addition, hope fosters connection. When we hold on to hope, we become beacons of light for others who may be struggling in their own darkness. Our stories of resilience can inspire those around us, reminding them that they too can rise above their circumstances. This collective hope creates a ripple effect, nurturing a culture of support and encouragement. Ultimately, the light of hope in the midst of humiliation illuminates our path toward healing and restoration. It empowers us to rise above our struggles, embracing a future filled with possibility and purpose. Through hope, we are reminded that even in our darkest moments we are never alone, and the promise of renewal awaits us. The assurance of God's presence. At the heart of our journey from humiliation to healing lies the assurance of God's presence. In moments of shame and despair, it can be easy to feel abandoned, lost in the shadows of our struggles. Yet the truth remains that God is ever present, walking beside us through our trials. This assurance of divine companionship offers us profound comfort and strength as we navigate our journey. God's presence is a source of solace, reminding us that we are not alone in our suffering. In the midst of our humiliation, we can turn to Him in prayer, seeking guidance and understanding. This intimate connection fosters a sense of belonging, assuring us that we are seen, heard, and cherished by our Creator. It is in these moments of communion that we find the strength to endure, drawing on the infinite love that God offers. Furthermore, God's presence invites us to surrender our burdens. In acknowledging our humiliation and seeking His guidance, we open ourselves to the transformative power of divine grace. This surrender allows us to release our fears and insecurities, trusting that God is working in our lives for our ultimate good. The assurance of His presence becomes a balm for our wounds, fostering healing and renewal. Additionally, God's presence nurtures our hope. When we feel overwhelmed by our circumstances, it is the reminder of His faithfulness that reignites our spirit. We can take comfort in the knowledge that He is intimately involved in every detail of our lives, guiding us toward a future filled with promise. This assurance infuses our journey with meaning, empowering us to rise above our humiliation. Ultimately, the assurance of God's presence serves as a foundation for our healing journey. It invites us to embrace our experiences, knowing that we are never alone. Through divine companionship, we are empowered to confront our struggles with courage and grace, trusting that God will bring an end to our humiliation and lead us toward a future filled with hope and purpose. The power of hope. Hope is a powerful force, often described as a beacon in the darkest of times. In the throes of humiliation, when despair threatens to engulf us, hope serves as a reminder that our circumstances can change. It anchors us, providing the strength to persevere when all seems lost. Hope is not mere wishful thinking, it is a conviction that something greater lies ahead, rooted in the faithfulness of God. This hope is intimately connected to our understanding of God's character. The scriptures are replete with stories of individuals who faced humiliation yet emerged transformed. From Joseph, who was sold into slavery, to David, who endured scorn and rejection, these narratives illustrate a profound truth: God specializes in turning our messes into masterpieces. As we meditate on these stories, we begin to see that our own experiences of humiliation are part of a larger tapestry woven by the Creator. Cultivating hope requires intentionality. It demands that we turn our eyes away from our present struggles and focus on the promise of God's love and faithfulness. In prayer and reflection, we can seek to align our hearts with this hope, allowing it to permeate our thoughts and actions. The journey may not always be easy. There will be days when our circumstances weigh heavily upon us. Yet, in those moments, we must remember that hope is a choice we make, a commitment to trust in the unseen. Furthermore, hope is not a solitary endeavor. It thrives in community. When we share our struggles with one another, we create an environment where hope can flourish. By encouraging one another, we foster a spirit of resilience that transcends individual challenges. Each act of kindness, each word of encouragement, serves as a reminder that we are not alone in our battles. In this shared journey, hope becomes a collective force, uniting us in our pursuit of healing and restoration. Ultimately, hope propels us forward. It invites us to dream of a future where humiliation is replaced by dignity, where our wounds become sources of strength, and where we can stand confidently in our identities as beloved children of God. This hope is not just for ourselves, it is a gift we can extend to others, lighting their paths in times of darkness. As we embrace the power of hope, we find ourselves empowered to rise above our circumstances and to encourage others to do the same. As we conclude this exploration of humiliation, redemption, and hope, let us hold fast to the promise that God will end our humiliation. In our moments of despair, may we remember that we are not defined by our failures, but rather by the unshakable truth of God's love. Our experiences, no matter how painful, can lead us to deeper understanding and connection. In the embrace of grace, we find healing, and in the light of hope, we discover the courage to rise again. So let us stand together, united in faith, as we await the beautiful conclusion to our stories, knowing that God is faithful to end our humiliation and restore our dignity. And as we reflect on the journey from humiliation to healing, let us hold steadfastly to the promise that God will indeed bring an end to our humiliation. Through our experiences, we are invited to embrace vulnerability, cultivate community, and seek the assurance of divine presence. In doing so, we open ourselves to the transformative power of grace, emerging from the shadows of shame into a future filled with hope, purpose, and the boundless love of God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.